Let's get one thing straight. Trying to guess if a woman finds you attractive is like trying to decode a silent film without subtitles. She's not going to say, "Hey, I think you're hot." Instead, she shows it quietly, strategically. And if you miss the signs, you miss your shot. Most men look for the obvious signs, the flirting, the compliments, the touch. But in the real world, attraction hides in the subtle moves, in the psychology, in the biology that most guys never even notice. So today we're breaking down the signs, not fantasy signs, but real behavioral signs backed by emotional instinct and social science. Once you learn to read these cues, your dating game won't just improve, it'll transform. Let's get into it. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want the kind of real talk that actually helps you win one. The gaze lift her silent. Wow, let's kick off with one of the most overlooked signals of attraction. The gaze lift you're walking past, not even paying attention. And from the corner of her eye, she subtly lifts her head, just to follow you with her gaze. You may not catch it in the moment, but trust me, it's not random, that small upward glance. That's not just curiosity, it's admiration wrapped in disguise. She's scanning your vibe while pretending not to care. This is what we call micro-move magnetism, her low-risk move to say, "Who is that?" without risking embarrassment. Why doesn't she just tell you you're attractive? Because women don't throw themselves into obvious rejection. They test the waters. That quick glance is her sending a signal, and whether you pick it up or not determines the entire direction of the interaction. So the next time you feel someone's eyes follow you as you pass by, don't shrug it off. That half-second look might be the loudest silent compliment you'll ever get. Two, you rarely get complimented, but that's the point, and this one might throw you off. But stay with me. If you're the kind of guy who rarely hears compliments, you might assume people don't find you attractive. But here's the paradox. When a man is really attractive, people say nothing. Why? Because they assume you already know. They assume everyone already compliments you. So why bother, especially women? They don't want to seem too eager. So what do? They go silent, no compliments, no direct remarks, but still they watch, they notice, they assess. It's not that your looks are going unnoticed, it's that they're being quietly respected. So if you've ever wondered why it's been months since someone told you you're handsome, it's not because you're not. It might be because you're too attractive to need validation. It's reverse psychology in action, and once you understand that, you'll stop second-guessing the silence and start recognizing it for what it is. Subtle respect wrapped in quiet admiration. She's shocked you have insecurities. That's attraction in disguise. Every guy has his off days. Maybe you're self-conscious about your hairline, your height, your skin. Whatever it is, you're human. But here's where things get interesting. You casually mention one of your insecurities to a girl, and her eyes widen. She's genuinely shocked. Why? Because in her mind, you're the full package. She's already built an image of you as attractive, confident, magnetic. So when you express doubt about yourself, it doesn't compute to her. It's like hearing a celebrity say they feel average. It doesn't match what she sees that moment of surprise. That's a big sign she sees you as desirable. Even if you don't see it yourself, you've left such a powerful impression that your self-doubt seems unrealistic to her. So don't brush off her surprise reaction. It means she doesn't just think you look good. She thinks you should know it. Cure the girl group orbit. They're following you, not the drinks. You're out at a bar. You're not trying to impress anyone, just chilling with the guys. But then it happens, you move to the bar. They move, you change tables. They drift nearby. Coincidence. Nope, that's not random. That's proximity signaling. Women often don't shoot their shot directly, but they will orbit you. Why? Because standing closer, accidentally bumping into you, or being within your space gives you the chance to make the first move. It's attraction by position. They're not just nearby, they're giving you access. They want you to notice and then decide what to do next. So next time you notice a group of women randomly showing up wherever you are, don't write it off. You're not just being followed, you're being studied, you're being scanned, and whether or not you make eye contact, that's up to you. But the signal, it's already been sent. 5. The late night buzz, you're sexually in demand. Let's get blunt for a second. If your phone keeps buzzing after dark with casual texts, flirty check-ins, or vague, "What are you up to?" messages, that's not random, that's desire in digital form. Women don't waste their energy texting guys. They're lukewarm about if they're hitting you up at night. It's not about conversation. It's about curiosity. Chemistry and connection. You've got a vibe, a mix of looks, confidence, and self-possession that makes them want to explore more. Sexual attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it comes wrapped in emojis, small talk, or even last-minute invites. But the core message, she wants you, and she wants to know if you want her back. So don't play dumb if your phone's lighting up when the city sleeps. You're not just attractive, you're wanted six. The authentic signal you live for you. And that's rare. You're not out here chasing trends. You wear what feels right, say what you mean, and show up as your real self. No performance, no act that. That's a superpower in a world drowning in filters, performance in thirst traps. Authenticity is magnetic. Women can sense when a man is grounded. They can feel when you're not trying to impress. Because ironically, that's when you become the most impressive. You stand out because you're not trying to fit in. And that confidence, that quiet, unshakable, this is who I am. Energy pulls women in deeper than any cheesy pickup line ever. Could they see it? They crave it. Because when you live on your terms, you create space for real attraction. Not forced, not fake. Just real seven. She puts on a show around you, but it's not for everyone. You walk into a room, suddenly she's louder, funnier, more animated. She casually mentions her job promotion, talks about her expensive vacation, or flashes her designer bag like it's no big deal. But here's what you need to ask, is she like this with everyone? Or just when you're nearby? Because when a woman ramps up her energy only around you, she's not just talking, she's performing. And guess who the performance is for you? Women don't flex the same way men do. They don't brag about bench presses. They showcase their value through stories, humor, or subtle status. Signals, she's trying to earn your attention, admiration, and curiosity, not just your compliments. So the next time she gets extra around, you understand that's attraction, and you're the audience. She's hoping to impress. 8, the mirror effect. Her body speaks before her words. Attraction has a language, and it's mostly nonverbal. You lean in, she leans in. You cross your arms, she adjusts hers. You say something with a certain rhythm, and she starts matching your tone. That's not coincidence. That's the mirror effect. It's a subconscious alignment that screams connection. This is biology at work. When someone is drawn to you, their brain quietly syncs with yours. It's called the chameleon effect, and it's one of the clearest behavioral signs of attraction. She may not even realize she's doing it, but her body's already choosing you. So if her posture, tone, and timing begin to echo yours, she's not just being polite. She's being present, and her instincts are pulling her toward you. 9, the male competition shift. Other guys get weird around you. Now this one's subtle but powerful. Ever walk into a room and feel a weird tension from other guys? They go cold, they get quiet, maybe even take little jabs at you. You didn't do anything, but suddenly you're getting the side eye. Here's why they see you as competition when women give you attention, especially if it's unspoken ambient energy. Other men pick up on it fast, and they don't always handle it well. This behavior isn't about you doing something wrong. It's a backhanded compliment. They're intimidated by the presence you carry, the same presence that attracts women without effort. You don't need to respond, just recognize it, because when men act weird around you, it usually means you're being noticed more than you realize. 10, your ex keeps coming back. You left a mark. She can't erase. Breakups happen. But here's the difference. Most guys chase their ex. But when she's the one circling back, that's not random. It means you left a lasting impact. She texts you out of the blue, likes your stories, asks how you're doing, pretends it's casual, but it's not. Because when a woman keeps showing up in your orbit, it means she hasn't replaced your energy, your confidence, your presence. You became her standard, the one she secretly compares everyone else to. And even if she'd never say it out loud, that pull to reconnect isn't nostalgia, it's unfinished attraction. So if she's back again, it's because something about you still has a grip on her, and she's not ready to let go. Nervous energy, she fumbles because you're in the room. Here's a sign most men misread completely. You walk into the room, she looks away. She stumbles over her words. She plays with her hair a little too much. Maybe she laughs at things that aren't even funny, or keeps adjusting her clothes like she's trying to fix something invisible, and you think she's not interested. But pause that awkward energy, that fidgeting, that's not disinterest, that's nervous attraction. When a woman feels a real pull toward you, especially if she sees you as high value or out of her league, she becomes hyper aware of how she's being perceived. Suddenly, she's not cool and calm. She's clumsy, unsure, and fluttering with butterflies. She's trying to hide. You've probably felt it too when you're around someone. You really want to impress that anxious rush that's human. So don't be quick to write her off if she's acting a little off. Her nerves are telling you something loud. You matter, and she's hoping you see her, even if she's too flustered to act like it. Tatty, she's coincidentally everywhere, strategic proximity. Ever notice how one particular girl just keeps popping up? You go to the gym, she's there. Coffee shop, there. She is again. You show up at a party. And somehow she's in the corner, pretending to text, but glancing your way every few minutes. Coincidence, think again. This is intentional. Orbiting women are often subtle, especially when it comes to attraction rather than making a bold move. They create opportunities for connection. They place themselves in your space, hoping you'll pick up the signal. It's low risk, high reward. She doesn't want to risk direct rejection, but she's making it as easy as possible for you to start something. So next time you keep running into the same girl in oddly convenient ways, ask yourself, is she just living life, or is she plotting to be noticed? Because if she didn't care, she wouldn't be there 13. You don't chase, but she still makes the first move. Here's the twist most guys never see coming. You're not texting first, you're not chasing, you're not trying to win her over, but she's checking in. She's sending the "hey, how have you been" text. She's inviting herself into your world. Why? Because you're giving off high-value energy. And women are drawn to that. When you're grounded in your own purpose, when you're not trying to win approval, women feel it, and it does something rare. It makes them step forward. They initiate conversations. They drop subtle invites. They start to pursue you because you're not like the others, chasing validation. You're calm, you're focused, you're selective. And that makes them feel chosen if you respond. This isn't arrogance, it's quiet confidence, and it creates gravity. So if women start showing up in your DMs, asking what you're up to, or suggesting hangouts, it's not luck. It's the result of your self-respect, and that energy, it's irresistible. 14 people assume you're taken, you give off chosen energy. Ever had someone ask, wait, you're single? Or maybe someone just assumes you're in a relationship without even asking. That's not just random guessing. That's because you give off taken energy. And no, it's not about wearing a ring or posting couple pics. It's about how you carry yourself, confident, collected, not chasing, not needy. You look like a man who already has someone because you look like someone worth having. Women and men pick up on these subtle cues, your style, your posture, the way you move. It all communicates that you've already been selected, that you're wanted. And here's the truth. Even if you're single, when people assume you're in a relationship, it's because your presence communicates value. So if women seem surprised that you're available, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a reflection of how strongly your aura, your energy, and your self-worth are coming through. You're not giving off searching energy. You're giving off "I'm the prize" energy. And that's magnetic 15. You're treated differently without trying. Have you ever noticed people seem to respect you without effort? The barista gives you special attention. People at work seem to pause when you speak. Even strangers go out of their way to be polite or helpful. You're not flexing, you're not trying to dominate the room, but something about your presence shifts the atmosphere. That's not just luck, that's unspoken influence. And yes, it's deeply tied to attraction. Attractive people don't just look good, they radiate a quiet confidence. They walk with purpose. They communicate power without saying a word. And the world feels that, especially women, when you enter a room and people treat you differently, better, more attentively, more carefully, that's because your vibe isn't average. It's compelling, it's noticeable. And that's the final sign you should never overlook. Because when your energy speaks louder than your words, that's when you've truly leveled up. Final words. So there you have it. 15 signs a woman thinks you're good looking. Even if she won't say it out loud, these signals, they're subtle, they're psychological, and they're powerful. Once you start noticing them, your whole mindset shifts. You stop chasing the wrong things and start noticing the women already noticing you. So ask yourself, have you seen these signs before? Maybe ignored them or missed out because you didn't realize what was happening. Drop your story in the comments. I read everyone, And if this video helped you recognize the signs you've been missing, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a video again. This is Bond Chronicle bringing you raw, real dating psychology every week. Until next time, read the room, trust the signs, and own the moment.